Hello, Math 1 students. This video is on standard 1.k, which is translating verbal expressions into algebraic expressions. Students tend to underestimate the value of vocabulary in mathematics. One of the reasons students struggle with word problems is because they don't understand the words and what operations they refer to. So today we're going to look at translating these verbal expressions into algebraic expressions. We're going to start by looking at what keywords clue us in on what operations. The first one being addition, right? What are some keywords that clue us in on addition? First one, sum. Then if we see increased or increased by, right? More than, combined, total, plus. These are all keywords that when we see them, it means we're adding some things together. All right. Subtraction, you'll see difference, less than, decrease by, take away, minus, and there could be a few others, but these are the main ones. Multiplication, right? When we see the word product times twice, right? When we see the word twice, that means multiply by 2, right? Or basically double. Of means you're multiplying by a fraction, like a third of. That would be a third times, right? Multiply, and then another one might be per. Okay? Then division. You might see quotient. You see the word divide, divided by, right? Half of means you're dividing by 2. You'll see the phrase goes into, or the word ratio, meaning it's a fraction or a division problem. Now, one thing that's here, right, is it's important to know what the answers to an addition, subtraction, multiplication, division problem are. What are the keywords that tell us that we have to get the answer before we do anything else? And the answer to an addition problem is known as a sum. Answer to a subtraction problem is known as the difference. The answer to a multiplication problem is known as the product, and the answer to a division problem is known as the quotient. Okay? With this, another thing we'll see is like the word quantity. All right? And quantity basically means it's in parentheses. Okay, we're going to put it in parentheses. And this is important when it comes to, does the order of operations matter? Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of problems. We're going to start easy and work our way to more difficult ones. Now, the first one, 4 more than P. You have to be more than something. So what are we starting with, right? We are starting with P here, and we are 4 more than that, so we're going to add 4. So P plus 4 would be how that translates to an algebraic expression. Now, I want you to notice, like if you put 4 plus P, technically you're not right, or you're not wrong, but it's not as proper, okay? The difference of n and 7. Difference means subtraction, right? So we know it's n minus 7. And they basically give us the order we subtract. Product of 7 and n. Product means multiplication. So 7 times n, which would be 7n. The quotient of n and 7 means quotient is the answer to a division problem. So we're just going to take n. We're going to divide it by 7. I prefer it be in fraction form, but some of you may use and write it like this. That is okay. 23 less than x. Less than means subtraction. And remember, you have to be less than something. So what are we technically starting with? We are starting with x. And we are 23 less than that, so we're going to subtract 23. Okay? That order does matter because x minus 23 is not the same as 23 minus x. And when we look at number 6, 8 minus a number n, that's just 8 minus n, and we could leave it like that. That's the only answer you could have for that one. Now, a little more difficult here. If we look at number 7, 2 more than twice a number. Well, what are we starting with? If we're 2 more than, what are we 2 more than? We're 2 more than twice a number. So that's what we're starting with. So if we call the number x, we're going to say we're 2 times x, right? Twice the number is 2 times x, right? And we're 2 more than that, so we're going to add 2. When we look at number 8, 2 times a number plus 5. So we have to do 2 times a number, that would be 2x. Plus 5 means we're going to add 5, and we are done. So number 9, 3 times the sum of 6 and a number m. Sum means we have to multiply 3 by the answer to the addition problem. How do we make sure the addition gets done first? We have to put it in parentheses, right? So the sum of 6 and a number m. So 6 plus m. And now this is 3 times the sum of a 6 and a number m. If you don't put 6 plus m in parentheses, you would be marked wrong. Number 10, 16 more than 5 times n. What am I starting with, right? I have to be more than something. So I have to, 5 times n is what I'm starting with. So 5n, if I'm 16 more than that, I'm going to add the 16. Okay? Now we're getting to the hard ones, okay? This is where we want to break it down and really know the vocabulary inside and out. So the number 11 says the sum of twice a number and 31. Sum clues us in on addition, right? And we're looking for the sum of twice a number and 31, right? Well, how do I write twice a number? That would just be 2x, right? And plus 31. So that is the sum of 2 times the number and 31. 9.85 less than the product of 37 in t. Less than means subtraction. But you have to understand that we have to be less, 9.85 less than something. Well, what am I starting with? The product of 37 in t. Product is multiplication, so 37 times t. And if we're 9.85 less than that, we're going to subtract the 9.85. Number 13, 15 plus a quotient of 60 in W. So 15 plus means addition, quotient means division. But it's 15 plus the quotient, meaning that has to get done first. So 60 divided by W, and we're 15 plus that, so plus 15. Oh, excuse me. It should, or technically should be 15 plus the quotient, which would be 60 divided by W. Sorry about that. Number 14, the product of 5 and m minus the quotient of t and 7. So the product of 5 and m would be 5m minus the quotient of t and 7. That's going to be t divided by 7. Go ahead, try the practice problems that follow, and let us know if you have any questions.